Hey guys, Dot Vasicek here of Raw Wanderlust, and today I was too lazy to go outside or climb a tree for you, so today you just get me coming at you from my room. Today I want to talk to you about something that's been the most frustrating and simultaneously the most satisfying thing that I've ever intentionally set out to do in my life, which is learn another language. One reason why learning a language is so satisfying is, for me, is because it takes consistency. There's just no way to wake up one day and magically have it. Like, you have to work at it consistently all the time. Consistent exposure is definitely key when we're talking about language acquisition. And immersion is by far the best way to be constantly exposed to it. But not everyone has the opportunity to just up and go and be in the country where they want to be to learn that language. And even though I'm currently in Spain learning Spanish, it hasn't always been this way for me, and for a long time I've been trying to learn Spanish when not immersed. And it's my personal belief that in this day and age with the internet, there's really no excuse to not learn anything you want to learn. Everything is out there and it's all free. There are plenty of people who are willing to sell you programs and lessons and things to help you learn language, but you don't really need it. You don't actually have to buy it in order to learn. You can learn things on your own, and you have that freedom whether you know it or not. The first thing I've used that has been amazing with language acquisition is YouTube. YouTube is awesome. Obviously, I'm using YouTube right now. I'm on YouTube. I love YouTube. You can literally go to school on YouTube and learn anything you want, including languages. There are tons of people who are willing to teach you and have tons of videos out there, and you can go to class on YouTube. Sounds crazy, but it's so true. And on YouTube, you can find comedy skits and vlogs and music and TV shows and movies with subtitles, and just anything you want is on YouTube, and it's totally free. You don't even have to leave your home. Get music, get radio, get as much media input as you can. Usually I'm not a huge media junkie. I don't really like to watch TV or movies, but gosh, it's so helpful, get those subtitles going, and I'm like taking notes. It's really good to be able to receive that information orally at the same speed that it's normally spoken. The next thing is kind of monotonous, but it's free and it works, and that is to use flashcards. You can do this virtually. There's apps that you can create your own flashcards on your phone, so you don't even have to buy any paper. Or you can, do the old-fashioned thing and just buy some flashcards and write them out. And this has been really helpful for me to commit certain words and phrases to memory and just kind of repeat them and repeat them and repeat them. Know the alphabet of whatever language you're trying to learn. It's really, really basic, but it's really important. It's crucial. You need to know the alphabet and what letters are new or different, and how they're pronounced, and what the language rules are when you're speaking. The next thing, which I've used a ton and I love, I've talked about it in another video, is the application Duolingo. I know there's tons of language applications out there, but Duolingo is my favorite. And it's free, and they have tons of languages, and they notify you before you go to bed saying, get your language in today. And yeah, it's awesome. I love Duolingo. It's been really, really helpful. And it forces you to speak it, to write it, to listen to it, and just uses all of the ways of inputting information. So it's been really good. You can be receiving information about language all the time, all day, every day, through music and media and everything, but it won't really mean anything unless you actually speak it and you actually practice pronunciation and everything, okay? And you do that by practicing, and you have to read aloud. And I've had a lot of fun reading children's books, reading other books, rereading books that I really love in English, in Spanish. Obviously, you're not going to speak it perfectly, but just to get the flow of the sounds down and get your mouth starting to form these new sounds that it's not used to. If I practice in front of a mirror, it's actually really helpful because I can visualize myself speaking it, and it's like, it's real. That's good. There's free PDFs that you can download online, so definitely Google search whatever language you want to learn, and there's information, there's stuff, there's tons of stuff to read. The next tip was given to me by a friend, and I think you kind of have to have a base of whatever language you want to learn before you can really utilize this, but once you start doing it, man, it is gonna it's going to make you go sky high with your language acquisition. And that is to journal. Journal in whatever language you're trying to learn. This is really cool because it forces you to jog your memory with your vocabulary and think like, okay, I want to say this, but I don't remember the word, and so I have to say it in a different way. And I'm sure I'm going to look back at my journal and be like, I can't even read this. When you're alone with a piece of paper, you're not under any pressure to perform, to like respond in a certain amount of time. You can take your time and relax and think like, okay, what do I want to say? How do I want to say it? And let it just flow out of you in whatever amount of time that takes. The next tip I have is probably the best thing you can do out of all of these things, and that is to find friends to exchange languages with, or just to speak to you in that language. And the best way to do this is to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend who speaks that language. They'll teach you. Trust me, I know. No, really though, it's amazing to be able to actually have conversational interchange with language. It's amazing, and it really excels your language acquisition in a big way. The final thing I have to say isn't really necessarily free, but if you're abroad in a country being immersed, try and take classes there as well. They're probably not that expensive, and if you can get a visa to stay there for longer, then why not? Why not sign up for some classes, stay there for longer, and really make the most of your time there. So those are my tips for you today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you can let me know. You can comment down below, share it, like it, whatever. Check out my blog, which is rawwanderlust.com, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Whoops. Okay.